First thing, grid controlling, right?
Yeah.
Grid. Grid option can be handled in two different menu. One is in Windows menu, one is in View menu, another is from Edit menu.
Okay.
In View, we got the option to on and off, but in Edit, we can control, right now.
Yes.
So this much of things we have understood in the last class. And here the control plus this enter beside comma single, and this control can be done by control plus K. So first we got to know the basic keyboard shortcuts, how to make it on and off and get it control, and where is the options first. So this much of theory is understandable. Now we'll switch to the practical part. Switch on this. How to open? View. So grid. Is it clear?
Sir.
Now to control it with mathematics, with calculation.
Mm.
So we need to switch to the control K button. It open the preference menu, or else it could be opened through the edit menu and preference. And here we do find grid control. And inside the grid, the software will ask you three questions. Which color grid you want? Then at what unit you need one grid, 1 inch by 1 inch or 2 inch by 2 inch. This is what it is asking up, or any centimeter. Then in 1 inch by 1 inch grid, how many subdivision you want? One, minimum one to be there. This is one division, two,
Yeah.
and multiples. So hope we have understood how to control the grid. Is it okay?
Sir, okay.
Now, if it is to find out the whole canvas as a single one, then we can switch to 100%. Then you can divide it into two equal parts. It may be inches, centimeter, odd figure, even figure. Still, you can able to break the canvas into equal parts. Is it okay?
Okay, sir.
Hello, Vijay?
Ah, yes, sir. Okay, sir.
Yes, yes. Okay. Fine then. Your voice suddenly get dropped. That's why I asked.
Okay, okay, yes, sir.
Now we have understood how to generate the grid and how to control the grid and where is the options and how to change the color of the grid. So let us understand like where practically it is used. We can see to a practical example, threefold. Okay, threefold. What browser? Any. So this kind of structure we need to make a layout first. At this point, it will help you out.
Okay.
Can you all see this?
Yes, sir.
So this kind of design is required. Then first we need to divide the paper first. Am I right? No. Once you divide the paper, then only you can able to set the information there. But then how to divide these papers into equal three part? That will be the first challenge. And this could be set out by this present of your knowledge. And that is grid. Let us take an example like we need to make this client asking this. Later on, like inserting images and typing the things, that is secondary. First we need to make the canvas ready. So it's A4 size paper. We will be talking very particular. Make A4 size paper to get three folded browser design. This is what the client will ask up. Then how to do this? Let's go to Photoshop and Control N to get new file. And inside that, just switch to the option international paper A4 size. Get it okay? Now the paper is in vertical way, but the client asks the design to go in a horizontal way. Then how to rotate the canvas? Okay, and it is related to the image menu. Rotate, image rotation. Okay, and go for clockwise. So now the canvas is ready in landscape. The technical terms we started using, this is landscape. The standy design technically called as portrait. So two technical terms. So he may ask, like the client may ask, like I need in landscape. That means he is asking horizontal presentation, not vertical presentation. So client talks in different language like vertical, horizontal, landscape, portrait. These technical terms will be used up. But they'll be asking A4 size. If then this could be a layout. Now the whole canvas has to be divided into three parts. How to do that? Switch to the windows. So grid open. Immediately convert the grid into 100%. Whatever may be the size. Go for 100%. And here we divide it into three parts. Is it clear? Equal three part divisions. Now I can take this and get the color required. And in the last class, we got to know like how to take the color. Yes, you can pick the color from here. Now we'll be switching to a professional color picking. This method, whatever we are taking the color, is not a professional way because this color may be printable, may not be printable. You can find a button over here. Can you see? Whenever you take a color, if you find this button, it will be everything okay in the screen, but it will not come on a print. This is called gamut warning. So this is an unprofessional way of taking the color. But yes, for the timing we can take the color. But what is the professional way of taking the color? Switch from color picker to color library. And inside the library, you will finding the printable color. You don't find gamut warning. So here printable, a lot of color themes are there. You can switch to any color you want. These are like professional colors. Switch here and fill it up. How to fill the foreground color on the screen? By Alt backspace.
Okay, sir.
Shift the position here and take the next color. Somewhat here. So like almost like complement color I've taken. And switch off the grid by Control, comma. So we have seen now how to split the screen into three equal parts first. Is it
Yes,
okay?
sir. Yeah, okay.
Hello?
Sir, okay, sir.
Hello, Vijay?
Yes, sir.
Uh,
Not ready?
okay. Na?
Yes, sir.
And so we have understood now how does the
Yes,
grid
sir.
can be helpful to
Yeah.
make a split screen. It may
Yes,
be
sir.
two side, it may be three side, it may be five folded. They may ask anything. So instantly you can able to make the screen to get divided first with equal divisions. Then yes, we can start working on it, the text materials and the logos and everything. That is secondary. Is it clear?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Is it okay?
Okay, sir.
Fine. So let us move into the grid. Till now we have seen like how to make a rectangle to get work horizontal and vertically, horizontally. But the same rectangle could be drawn on screen with a little extra options. We'll switch to the little extra options on the option bar. Get hide the grid. Switch to the feather. Now the feather is 0 and you're filling the color by Alt backspace. It fills perfect color. But the same rectangle with a little feather on, draw the same beside to it and fill the color. It makes smooth. The difference comes because of the feather. Here the feather is 0. Here the feather is 14 pixels
10 by 14.
outside. So a new technical word we got to know is called feather. What is feather? External smoothness. It's called feather. Is it okay? So how to use this knowledge? Like you can get this knowledge to make some like glow. You can take default color here by pressing this button and fill the black Alt backspace. And we can take the feathering, drag it up and fill the background color white. Alt backspace, like Control backspace is for fill the background. Control D, deselect and get the feather to turn into 0 by pressing enter. You can activate the feather and turn into 0. Now make the same rectangle on the same spot. But this rectangle is 100% like sharp because 0 feather is there. Now fill the background color by Control backspace. And Control D is to deselect the things. And it can also zoom it up so you can see how to make a glow design with two things fused together, feathering. Is it okay? Hello? Hello?
Yeah. Hello.
Uh, so hope we got to know what is feathering and how to work on it.
Yes, sir.
So to make anything glow on the screen, yes, we can also use this.
Okay.
So one of the options we have learned, and what is the example? Yes, we got the example, how to make a glow sign. Copy and paste over here. Example. And in the grid, you have seen the example this. Split screen.
Okay.
So till now, what are the things we have learned is okay, but if you need to move this object, it doesn't move. This is the problem initially because everything is happening on a single flat paper. But the digital design and the physical design is different here. In physical design, if you're making something on paper, you cannot able to move because that is fixed. But in digital paper, in Photoshop like thing, we do have a extra options which allow us to move the design, and that is technically called as layer. So now we'll be introducing to a major topic of Photoshop that is called layer.
Okay.
Why you are introducing the layers? Because to make the object to move, rotate, and scale. If you're not making the things on layers, it doesn't allow us to get move, rotate, and scale. But as a designer, we'll be always needing the things to get move up, rotate up, and scale up. So let us switch to this software and open the layers. Layers will be there in the Windows menu called layer.
Okay.
We are into the first tool only, but we have introduced 2-3 topics. One is called ruler, and like one is guider, and the second one your layer. So the reason of opening the layers is to make anything we are creating to get it move up. So let us take an example. We want to make this rectangle to get move. It doesn't move because it is there on a fixed
Background lock.
lock layer that is technically named as background layer.
Yes.
Layer is a concept like if you are sitting, then in front of you a object will be there. Behind to that another object will be there. Then behind another object. And the whole world is in layer format. And that
Okay.
same arrangement is done on screen through the layers, front and back arrangement or up and down arrangement. So that is called the concept of layers.
Okay.
Fine. So anything you want, we have created, we can move it by the move tool. This is called move tool, hotkey is V. But here it is not moving because it is there on a fixed layer. How to
Yes.
get the layer on lock? So there is a lock button over here. Just have a double click. The software understand you want to get it on lock, and now you start moving. It moves. But what happens? It moves both white and black together because on the same layer we have created both.
Yes.
So that is what the thing. It moves, but it moves together. We need it to get separate up. Then how to make the black and white or two layers separate to move separately? Then the next exercise come up. Start creating everything by taking a new layer. How to create a new layer? We can create a new layer by 3-4 processes are there. We'll switch to the fastest way to make a layer. In the layer window, in the extreme down to the second button is to create a new layer.
Okay.
Now get it clear? Fill, done. Okay. Create a new layer, then do the same job. Now you can see on your screen, you can move wherever you want. And the second advantage of it, along with this, it allows the artist to duplicate the things. Duplicate.
Okay.
So duplication is possible, and we can duplicate the things by two ways. Either we can drag and drop over here in the new layer icon, so it makes a duplicate, or else we can hold the alt button while you are in the move tool, drag it up, it make a duplicate. There are two methods to make a duplicate. So duplicate can be done in 1, 2, 3, 4, a lot of methods. Now we got to know two methods: alt and drag,
No.
drag and drop
Yes.
in new layer icon. And the fastest way to do a duplicate is Control J. This is a keyboard shortcut we got to know today. What is the
Okay.
keyboard shortcut? Control J. It make a duplicate. Control J. Hope we have understood how to duplicate the thing.
Yeah.
Is it okay? Ardhamayna? Like
Yes, sir.
you got it,
Yes, sir.
Vijay?
Yes, sir.
Fine. And deleting can be done. So we got to know today how to
Yes.
make a layer. What is
Layer.
called a
Yeah.
layer? What is the importance of the layer? In the last class, we have done everything to the shapes, making new shapes with the
Yes,
selection.
sir.
Shape selection, load selection, rotate selection, transforming selection. That all things is applicable to the image now. Before it was just a selection. Now it is an image, or it is an object. Now object could be transform, object could be rotate, object could be duplicate. Then how to make the object to duplicate, we got to know. Now we'll be seeing how to make the object to get transform. Before we have learned selection, transform, selection. Now we'll be seeing object transformations. Object transformation can be done on the option bar. While you are working with the move tool, there is a small button, show transform control. Immediately you'll get the transform box as if like you are getting in the selection transform box. Here what happens, the transform box came up, but the execution will happen whenever you move your cursor to the edge. You'll find a directional mark and you can drag it up. But once you start touching to the box, then immediately the option bar will get changed up. It will show you the values as if like it was showing to the selection. Then the first option, you got to know the reference point. You can able to switch to the reference point wherever you want, and yes, you can rotate, you can scale, you can do the event there.
Okay.
So hope we have understood how to make the transform to get activate. And the second method, instead of this, we can switch to the edit menu and switch to the free transform. Then it makes, by default comes the transform box. You don't need to touch anywhere. And by default, the values will be shown here. So a lot of scaling are there. Let us see some practical scaling.
Okay.
Just normal dragging. Then you can see now alt dragging.
Yeah.
Then control dragging. If you're okay, then press the enter or else escape. Control T once more. So control drag from the corner, control drag from the edge, alt and control drag. Only alt drag. So what you see now, the software is not doing big things. The left hand of your keyboard will do a lot of jobs. So that is to be taken care of.
Okay.
So now we are using alt button to get symmetrical drawing, control button to make the edge to get move up, and alt button and control together. In the opposite side, you can get it move up. Then Alt and Shift button to make proportionately scale from all the side equal. So we got a lot of keyboards things to get the scaling in a different manner. By default, it doesn't work out. It works only normal one way. But both the side equal, then shift and drag from the corner.
Yeah.
Then if you need to get it scale from all side equal from the center, then Alt and Shift and drag. Only Shift dragging, now Alt and Shift dragging. In both the way, it makes all side equal scale, but from the center you want or from the edge you want. From the edge, then Shift. From the center, then Alt and Shift. From the center, it will start up growing. So hope we have understood how to make a box, how to scale a box, how to duplicate a box, how to prospectively scale a box, how to skew a box, how to make angular scaling to a box. These many things we have done at a stage. Once again, duplicate, Control J, Control T, get drag, and start up moving one side by holding the control and drag it over here and place there. Now, once we get a side or a rectangle or a layer, if you need to change the color, then what to do? How to change the layer color? This is the object color, how to change. We start up taking something here and filling the color onto this object, then it will fill everywhere on the screen. Instead of
Yeah.
placing everywhere on the screen the color, we can also make this layer to switch on this particular button. In the layer, we do find the first button lock, what transparent area. So you can hide it and see like where is this object, and these are like transparent area. We don't want to color fill there. Then you can switch on this and get this color to get fill on this layer by Alt backspace and find the color get place. So we have seen now the layer helps us to hide the object, show the object. So note down here why we are learning layers. Not only to duplicate, move or rotate or scale, it can hide and show.
Yes.
So hide and show. And the same duplicate, Control J, and get it placed here. Now we need to send it backside. You can drag this layer and drop down here. So you can send it backside. So the next thing we have understood here, how to make arrangement. Along with hide and show, it helps the artist to make the layer to go for arrangement.
Yes.
Arrangement in the sense ordering. Ordering in the sense which is to be in the front and the back. So these many events could be done through the layers. Fine.
Yes.
So get it duplicate, Control J, get it lock transparency, make the color to get changed, and send to the position and send to the back.
Yes.
So hope we have understood how to change the layout completely.
Okay.
Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So what are the things you got to know? How to create a layer. What is a layer? And if it is get close, you can also get it open from the Windows menu by F7 button. So we got to know the keyboard shortcut, F7.
F7.
Layer arrangement, we got to know the manual way. Now professional way to do this, Alt close bracket, Alt open bracket is to get the layer move. So again, keyboard shortcut, around 30 keys are there in layers. I'll let you know all the things. This is a button which allow to select,
Okay, sir.
but this is a button to get it move up or
Okay.
down. So to alt and both of them are working with this close and open bracket. Get it up, 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 down, 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 up, down, down, down. And suddenly feel like it is to get, select the next object of alt, select, select. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Now the transparency lock could be activated by the slash button. There are two forward slash in your keyboard, one in the main keyboard, another in numerical keypad. Either of the or, you can see the reaction on your screen. Transparency lock is offing and oning.
Wow.
So instantly you can change the color, whatever you want. Alt, backspace, default. Hope you got to know how to make lock transparency on. Lock transparency of the layers could be activated by the forward slash. Lock transparency. Fine.
Yeah.
So let us do some event. Control Shift N to make a new layer. Yes, either you can click here or else the keyboard shortcut to make the new layer by the help of your Control Shift N. That all making a layer, new layer. By the option layer, new, alt, control, like Control Shift N, make a new layer. We are revolving around the layers only because Photoshop is a layer based software. You got a new definition now. Photoshop, before you got to know Photoshop is a photo editing software. Now you got to know Photoshop is also a layer based software. Photoshop is a raster based software. Photoshop is a pixel based software. Photoshop is a photo editing software. Photoshop is a layer based software. Everything is right for the definition of Photoshop.
Yes, sir.
Maybe like it will be a question in the interview, what is Photoshop? Fine. Once you form a new layer, yes, form it up. A box, fill the color, alt backspace, Control D, deselect. Then Control J, get a new duplicate, Control T, get a drag, get the transparency lock and choose the right color and get it filled. Always it is advisable to use the ruler, like library, fill it up.
Okay.
Hope we have understood.
Yes.
Now alt, open bracket, close bracket, Control C, Control T, just drag it up and make lock transparency on and get the next color to place. So hope we can now understand how to make a 3D design with the present knowledge. We can select all the things, all the layers by holding the shift button. Multiple layers could be select, then Control T and drag it up. Fine. Hope we understood how to make a 3D design. Alt and drag, and you can move it up, again up, and
Yes.
again up. Multiple selected files and making it to go top, top, top.
Yes, sir.
And this is what a concept of layers, but yes, in depth we can go with time only. But for the time we have understood like how to create a layer, how to duplicate a layer, why to create a layer. That is more important than how to create. Then we have seen like it is duplicatable, it is movable, it is transformable, it is queue up, all things on the same platform of the layers.
Yeah.
And initially you got to know like we can hide, we can show, we can select multiples, and there is concept of Control G to get it group also. So hope we can see the layers are grouped together. So I can Control G. all the layers could be turned into very
Group.
simplified layers. But inside the folder, each and everything is separately placed. Control G is to group.
Okay.
Is it done? Is it okay?
Okay, sir.
Now we have seen on the screen a lot of events we have done within very less time,
Yes.
but hope we can able to understand the things. Arrangement, all W, A, this layer could be off by F7, Control minus, zoom out, all W, A, Z, Control tab button to switch to the particular object, Control minus.
Yes.
Hope this much of things we have understood from the present topics.
Yes.
Now we'll be moving a little higher one. Same layer, same rectangle.
Okay.
So let me take a print screen and send to you first. It's okay.
Okay.
Now let us see how to get these cuts with the present knowledge.
Okay.
How to do this? Same knowledge. Control N, international paper, Alt I, image G, and clockwise, control comma. Now we can drag this and fill some color by taking a new layer. F7, take a new layer, fill it up. Now it is the time to get a cut. To cut this either here or there. Yes. We need to add up the next tools to come into the picture. Or else this subtraction and addition could be used. You can duplicate this, Control T, get it placed like this, and Control and click, get the things and get it delete. And by default you can able to flip it up by right click, transform selection, and right click, flip horizontal. The angle remains the same, and come to this and get it delete.
Yeah.
So hope we have understood like how to get a angular cut. And second thing we have to know like how to get a selection of the layer. Control and click on the thumbnail. It find the selection of the layer. And we do have options to rotate the layers. Duplicate,
Okay.
Control T, give a right click, flip vertical. and switch to here. Right. One gives the cut, second gives the shape.
Yes.
Make the transparency lock and change the color. And hide the grid. So hope we have understood
Yes.
how to get the things to be done. Control. Now, okay, control comma, find the grid. Take a new layer always. Hide the grid.
Mm.
It is in separate layer. So at any time you want, you can move it up and down.
Yes.
We can scale it out, Control T. So you are just learning how to make the layout first. So take a new layer. And inside this, you can find a single row and single column. Open the grid and fill the color. Hide the grid. So it's a very thin line.
Yes.
And hope we have understood how to make the layout design first. And individual can be set down to smaller down it. Control T.
Mm.
And here on the top, we have made a very thin line which is not visible, but there is a line here. And you can fill the color with black. Here you can click and find the black over here, and all backspace, fill the black. So now we got to know how to make very thin lines, get it done. Is it clear?
Sir.
Again, take a new layer, take a new line, fill the line, get it control T and rotate it up. Often you can find this type of cuts.
Yeah. Yes.
And plus control T. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Hello, Vijay.
Yes, sir. Fine.
Ah. So browser could be tried.
Yeah.
Can also try a browser. Hello.
Yes, sir.
So we can try like this layout. No,
Yes, sir.
not speaking about the inner design, but splitting with
Yes, sir. Yes.
flat designs, and see how does the cut is created.
Yes.
With your present knowledge, it could be done. So make a rectangle, and you can hide all the things at a time. You can switch on this. You can group all the things as a first design. Control G, grouping it off. Rename by double click on the layers. First
Let's.
design. You can
Yeah.
write down. It is for one reference of the client. The second, again, you can start up working. Fill the color.
Yes.
And how to fill the color and where to choose the color inside the library, not directly from the screens.
Okay.
So Control T to get the transform box. Control T, get perfect 45 degree, because now the angle does matter. What happened?
Yeah.
Press the enter. Press 45-degree cuts.
Yes.
We can put it on one side, the other side, the next design, and change the color. So you can shift the position directly from there to down, like complement color will be there with distance.
Okay.
Control comma. Now already the grids are visible. Take the line, single row, single column. Take a new layer, click and click. Add up and fill the color black. Alt express. Hide the grid. Control comma.
Okay.
Right. Control deselect. Control T. So hope we have understood how to make the straight lines grid open. Control T. And all. Now Control J. Control T. Hold the shift and get it move 45 degrees there.
Mm. Yes.
And you can select this line and get it move off. Select this much line, take the move tool and break and get it move over here. So that two will match up. Hope you can understand what is the exercise is happening of drag. So you break down a line into multiple parts and get it move into different places through the help of your same move tool and the selection tool combined together. Okay, the next layout, Control G, second layout. You can hide either of the on and switch to the client what you want.
Yes.
Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
We have not done more, but we have start of learning a very crucial, like very vital
Yes,
topic.
sir. Yeah.
Here under the tool, only the rectangle. And in the rectangle,
Computer.
no, what is called feather.
Yes.
Now, beside to the feather, there is a button called style. So let us switch to the next one, style. Style by default normal, so it makes a rectangle freehand drawing. But you can switch to the style and the fixed ratio. Then width and height, you can go for a ratio. 1:1 means if you're trying a rectangle or like a four-sided object to be dragged in one side, something, then the same will be developed in the other side also. Other side in the sense, if you're drawing in horizontally, then vertically it will be the same, because here we are asking 1:1 ratio. It may be small, it may be big, but it will be a square always, because we are asking to the software make a fixed ratio like 1:1. If you go for like 2:2, then you're dragging just one pixel, but the things will happen double.
Yes.
But the ratio remain the same. So let's go for 1:1 and get mostly like tiles, designs, patterns, all the things are happening in this way. Just they drag randomly on your screen. The randomness is there because of the placement and the size. None of the square are of the same size, but all are square only. This is what this equality in all these things. Now get it filled with a color. So alt backspace. Then you can shift the position by moving like this, and instantly you can fill the white. And in the last class, you got to know how to make a stroke, get a stroke, 1 pixels inside, enter. Making tiles becomes much more easy.
Yes.
Hope you have understood what happened on the screen.
Yes, sir.
Is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
How to make a pattern design.
Yes, sir.
So it happens because of the fixed ratio. Now down to it, fixed size, yes. You can take, cancel, hiding it up. Fixed size, if you need to make a visiting card or brochure or anything, you can fill the number like 90 mm by 50 millimeters. So now we are making the same rectangle with measurement. Just one click, it will make the things to be ready. You only need to drag. fixed size. So with the same size, you can also make the same size to get subtract. Yes. Does it okay?
Okay, sir.
And with the same size, you can also add up.
Mm, okay.
Hope you've understood what we have tried.
Yes, sir.
And with the same size, you can subtract. And with the same size, you can also add. Just it is a permutation combination on your screen.
Yes, sir.
Sometimes we have add up, sometimes we have subtract.
Yes, yes.
Okay, you can minus it up completely. Now put the same design a little far away.
Okay.
Add a little far away so that you can also make a rectangle inside it. Minus. Then add up once more. Because already I've given the space and
Yes.
fill it up. So how to make a visiting card size, how to make a size to do the math.
Okay.
And you can reverse it, then instantly you can make the rectangle to landscape to horizontal, horizontal to landscape, like portrait to landscape, landscape to portrait, and make it move, fill the color. Start making some silhouette drawings. So we got to know 3-4 options extra of the rectangle tool, rectangle marquee tool. Feather and
Yes.
style. Style is of 3 types: normal style, fixed size, and fixed ratio.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Right, making small designs also very difficult. Example, like press the enter, 1 pixels. So it's a very tiny surface, tiny object. Click. It's not visible at all. Add up and fill the black and get 3 pixel by 3 pixels. Add some few more and get it. Control D, deselect 10 pixel by 10 pixel. Just we are making a star sky on the screen. So you can start the design in reverse way also, just to make in black how does it looks.
Mm, yeah.
Is it okay?
Yeah.
So this much of tiny subject to be designed, then manually it is very difficult. But with fixed size, you can make a very 1 pixel by 1 pixel box also ready.
Yes.
Hope we have understood what it is. The thing we can able to try with the
Yes.
rectangle marquee. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Is it clear,
Correct.
Vijay?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, the examples are on your screen. What we have learned today, how to make the shapes from the
Yes.
shape, how to make pattern design, how to make layouts in different format, what is called layer, what is called grouping of the layer, what is hiding the layer, showing the layer, locking the layer, locking the transparency of the layer, how to unlock a layer, how to duplicate a layer. All the things has been covered up. Make some layout. If we'll start getting some problems, then we'll sort out. Is it okay for the day?
Okay, sir.
Fine. Just note down your requirements and questions. With time, it will come up. Just I just try to make some productive design today, so that whatever the things you have learned, it can switch to a output manner.
Okay.
So the all the things people are using for making browser, and then simple matters to be done. Split screen is a bigger technique, and that could be done with you now.
Okay.
So output millions of designs can be done. But the input what you learn is like grid, snapper, grid, grid control, layers. That are things what we have learned. Design is not what we have learned. Design can be done any things with permutation combinations. So you can, and like it doesn't require more experience. Even a fresher make a very good design because every brain is creative and they
Yes,
make
sir.
calculation in a different manner.
Yeah.
But the options and tools and the logic will constant for everyone. But creativity differ from person to person. You can
Yes.
do wonderful design because the brain does a different calculation.
Yeah.
So a lot of magic is there in every brain, and that could be come out. What I believe in my career that I got to know is no senior, no junior here. If
Yes.
anyone's design liked by the public, they are hit.
Yes.
So it is like every brain is creative, and we can take the maximum profit of that. That is what my goal of speaking.
Yes.
Fine. So Max, the list what you have learned is here.
Okay.
Pattern or tiling, layout, landscape, work. So will I stop?
Yes, sir.